Hey guys, this is going to be the first video of the 3D printer 24 by 36 inch I'm calling the Kraken. It's basically going to be a monster octopus. A little bit about me. I'm a maintenance mechanic for a manufacturing company. I'm also going to school to get a degree in engineering. Pretty much everything I'm going to show you over the next few videos were designed by me. I do have and use SolidWorks. This is a mount for the switch. For the case, I'm using an ATX case for the printer. In here we have Octopus MAX EZ. We have a Raspberry Pi 4.0 and a Canbus from Big Tree Tech. Everything, all the parts I'm doing are printed on a modified Ender 3 Neo. I've done a bunch of modifications. It has a sprite head. It'll print at 335 degrees. The bed is Garolite, and I can print pretty much on that entire bed. It's 9 by 11. I did that just by modifying the motor mount back there. I can do a video on that if you guys want. I preheat all my filament when I print it, so I don't have to worry about drying or anything. It dries while it's printing. Okay, first part of this project is the Gantry. This is basically the design. I tried to make it as compact as possible. The frame of this thing is 200 millimeters by 100 millimeters by 2,000 millimeters by 1,000 by 1,000. It's a pretty big printer. The bed is 1/4 inch aluminum plate, 24 inch by 36 inch. Linear rails. Basically, I bought 2,000 millimeter linear rails. I bought 4 of them. They came in sets of 2. 2 of them make the base, so they're solid 2,000 millimeter end to end. Then the other pair I'd split in half. Half of which is the x-axis, and then the other one I split in half. Z-axis over here and x-axis up here. Because of how big it is, I wanted to keep this pretty flat, so it is like right to the edge of the frame. I did buy this set for 15 millimeter belts. It came with the belt and all the pulleys. I've got drive pulleys, idler pulleys, and smooth pulleys. It all came with the set. It wasn't very expensive. The Z-axis is going to be lifted with 16 millimeter screws. There's going to be another one over there too. So this is the gantry support. Basically, this is what it looks like. It's 3 pieces. This is the outer piece. This is the piece that mounts to the bearing. It's got 4 screws on the back. It mounts to the linear rail bearing. These are the idler pulleys that go into it. Basically, they are on a 5 millimeter stud that is 29 millimeters long. It was the biggest one I could get for McMaster Carr. When I designed it, I made a slot that was exactly 29 millimeters by 5 millimeters deep and a 5 millimeter circle. Because of the tolerances, these pieces fit in here. Or they try to fit in here. We'll go over here. And basically they snap in place. Once they snap in place, they won't fall out. So the way this installs, this mounts first. Then I have a spacer piece. The spacer piece actually bolts on. Once this is installed, then this gets screwed on from the back. It holds this pulley in place. And then the other piece actually goes on top sandwiching it, and that holds the top pulley in. And the finished product looks just like this. It mounts just like that. It hooks to the screw and holds everything up. For the next part that I'm going to do, this is the motor mount. It is several pieces. This is the base. It has two smooth bore idler pulleys. Then these pieces actually fit on here. I did a video, I'll tag it in here too. I set M4 anchors. These screw on like that. This screws on like that. This is actually the motor mount piece. It is going to be adjustable. This will actually screw on just like that. The motor mounts onto it like that. And then there is going to be a spring tensioner that goes from here up to here, and it'll be self-adjusting to keep the belt tight. I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff in. I'll be back. I'll get it all put up on here, and then I'll show you how it all works. Okay, so this is the mount for the X. It's going to attach to that bearing and that rod. First piece is this guy. It's got the pulley for the belt, hooks to the cable. I'm going to go install that. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that's installed. It does have hammer bolts that are going to attach to the 2040 rail up here. Next step is the spacer. The spacer actually mounts right on there. It holds the pulley in. I'll be back. Now it's this guy's turn. That's all mounted up and tight. This guy is going to go right there, just like that. Come on, focus. Hammer bolts are going to tighten in, those are going to tighten in, and it'll all be good. Okay, so it's all put together. I lowered it all the way to the very bottom, and then I tightened the motor mounts, or these bottom mounts. So now it's exactly the right distance from here, so it's parallel. And there it is, secured at the top with my new motor mount that I just figured out and printed yesterday. But it's a big printer. Well guys, that's where I'm at now. Some of the stuff I've got done.